Hey everybody, you're listening to What Are You Doing in Denmark, the podcast that helps you make Denmark make sense. And today we are having a light roundtable discussion about the Christmas culture shocks you may experience in Denmark. My name is Derek Hartman, and we have a wonderful panel to tell you about what to expect.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was also going to say we're having a light roundtable discussion.
Keeping it light.
Keeping it so light. And we're talking about Christmas traditions today. I'm Annie Samples.
I'm Brooke Black. Happy to be here.
And today I'm also guesting. My name is Steven Ferraro.
Glædelig jul. My name is Conrad Molden.
And we know that when somebody does move here from abroad, they may experience some differences with Christmas that could throw them a little off, put them at odds, maybe with where they came from. So some of these new traditions can be something that could end up being a bit of a culture shock. Yeah. Did you guys have anything that really surprised you or shocked you when you first came here?
In terms of
like your first couple Christmases?
I did not even realize there was a Julekalendar show, TV show. I had one of my son's teachers pull me aside. This might have been like 3 years after living here, and was like, "Hey, just so you know, everybody's like watching this show, and like you guys have to watch it, otherwise your kid's not gonna know what's going on." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And it's lovely. It's delightful.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't understand like 20% of what's
you
going
have
on,
to do the songs that are half in English, like the Stola dance from the old Julekalendar. We do it every year at we brought.
Is this like a Tisleisen thing?
It's you would know. It's like, was it from the 90s?
It's like this old series from a sketch group called the Nightingales. The Nightingales.
Yes, the Nightingales.
And
yeah.
the best one.
It's the best one.
I've never even heard of this. So.
It's like the boot dance.
I'm doing like
so it's kind of like a hoedown, and there's like so many other like the.
It's hard to be a Nisseman.
It's hard to be a Nisseman. Yeah.
The concept is that they speak half Danish, half English all the time.
Perf.
It's a good entry point for you and the kids.
Oh, that's
because you're the one with the biggest tenor and the grimmest toy.
Yeah.
Why do I always have to do it? There's one guy who always gets the dirty work, and he's like, "Why do I always get to do it?" Because you're the one with the biggest tenor and the grimmest toy. They tell him, and they do that over. It's like very little content.
A culture shock for me was the one from Vesterbro, where like the one guy plays all the characters, and then he has like brown face for one of them. So I don't know.
We were keeping it light.
And
is
so,
it?
Oh, sorry, not light, but like I mean,
that was not light.
And now we're talking.
No.
Sometimes the culture shock can be like, oh, that's like,
that's
I mean, a light one is like that. It starts November 4th here, if not earlier, and there's no Thanksgiving buffer. So we usually, I think in the U.S., start after Thanksgiving. So you'd have a full month of celebrating and listening to Mariah. But now it's 2 months, and it's a little. I'm like such a Halloween lady, being such an American stereotype that I need the buffer of like Thanksgiving, but now it's just Christmas, and like Kongens Nytår has thrown up Christmas everywhere, magazine, and so I'm trying to get into the spirit, but because I do like Christmas, but for 2 months, like we're already listening to Mariah, and I cannot I don't know.
I haven't started that yet.
But Christmas started in September.
Yeah,
or Juli. You know, like people start in there's and I think before Halloween got popular, I'm told, and I'm looking to Steven just because you're the from Denmark, but like that Yule started before, like in August, September, like before Halloween became like the thing that people, because I'm like, I've heard like, I'm relieved that Halloween is getting bigger, so we have something to celebrate before it becomes Christmas all the time. Was it a longer?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a bit of a trope, the thing with Christmas starting early. Because, you put up the lights now, and I think maybe before Black Friday also that helped a little bit.
But Black Friday's earlier here than it is in the U.S. because Black Friday is part of like the end of November.
Yeah, I see Black Month everywhere. Yeah. What I think that Danes, or maybe many Scandinavian cultures, are doing about Christmas is it's more thought of as like a time of year, almost like a season like spring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, we're in Christmas mode now. This is like the Christmas backdrop we have of our life.
I think it has to be, though, because I don't know if you've stepped outside recently.
That's what I'm saying.
But there's about 15 minutes of light grey in the sky, and then it's just pitch black and deep depression. So you have to have like Christmas lights and trees, and like, don't you need a new PlayStation?
I think actually that's really nice. Is like seeing the Christmas lights and everything decorated. You know, that makes it feel cozy, and then they stay up a little bit, like January, February, kind of keep it around because it is dark.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like in the first week of January, it all goes down, and then there's this impending feeling of, oh my god,
I feel like
misery until May.
I was proud of myself for we put our Christmas tree 2 years ago in the backyard, and I didn't take it out of the backyard until June.
Wow, cool.
And I gave it to like some goats. I'm like, here's a crusty tree.
Enjoy.
That was when I lived in Julend, and I had a little more space to like throw a tree in the backyard.
I bet you saved a lot of people, to be honest. A lot of people had lost hope, looked out the window and be like,
Look at this.
there's a Yule tray.
And you got to make the goats happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really nice.
Who's looking out for the goats?
Yeah, exactly.
Talking of Christmas traditions to cheer you up, one of my favourites has to be Gløgg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I just love the idea that day drinking is allowed.
Yeah.
But,
It's
but I think also like Danes are proud of their recipes for it. Like
Yeah.
the ones that I've met are like, oh, this is like the perfect recipe.
What is
and,
like appropriate glögg consumption from like
I mean, there is barely any alcohol in it because it's so
oh,
warm.
not the one my husband makes.
You have to add more.
You have to add rum.
He adds
Bottle
like
of
a
rum
dark
and 2 bottles of
beer
wine.
and like like so much.
No, I don't think people get pissed off Gløgg though. They don't get.
That's true. It's more
Depends
like
on.
It's more like a little something to go with your
It's
Skiver.
more the snaps,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
snaps.
So do you think people are drinking glögg and eating Skiver every single day? Multiple times a day? Maybe a couple times a week?
It's usually when you go to something. They're like, oh, we have this Juleklister over here.
Yeah, or Julehygge in
and
the front
over
yard.
here there'll be a Santa Claus. Then there will also be Skiver and Gløgg.
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
have 1 or 2 cups and then you go home. It's not like you go like, all right,
Yeah,
let's
we're
get
going
fucking
hard.
wasted on Gløgg. You do that. You do that with snaps at the Julefrokost.
You really do.
But you don't like just down Gløgg.
True.
We did a glue crawl one time. We went to all of the
God.
different. We went to every Christmas
No
market.
way.
Yeah, and we had
Sounds
glue.
awful.
It actually was. By the end, we were
Like,
like, I don't want any more glue.
No.
But
Wow.
we committed. Yeah.
I love that.
Wait, I have a fun fact about Denmark and Christmas. Did you know that Denmark is the biggest supplier of Christmas trees to the rest of Europe?
Yeah.
And I lived among so many Christmas tree farms in the middle of like nowhere.
way, though.
And it's true. And they were so cheap. You know, I could in LA a Christmas tree is like $1 million because where they're pine trees. And so we would it was all do it yourself, you know, the trust system with mobile pay and like just go and get it and like wrap it up and take it home. And that was kind of special. I kind of missed that in Copenhagen, and now it's more in lots again like they are in cities.
But alcohol can be a bit of a culture shock, I think.
Sure.
Too.
Well, Julefrokost, right? You have like you book out your whole December. Our company party is in end of November,
Right.
for Christmas because they know that it's just going to be packed with everyone's Julefrokost. So.
Yeah, that's a terrible. I feel like the thing with Julefrokost is the same with the way we do Nytår. Is that New Year's Eve? Is the way that we? It's like you're kind of stalling on saying yes to the occasions because maybe your company does one and you kind of want to go to that one. But then there's also this like vague branded one from people you went to high school with are throwing this like in their forening. You know, forening is like in their football club maybe they're doing one. But you got invited to that one first, but you assume that your company is going to do one and that's probably going to be better. And you only have 4 or 5 weekends to choose from actually because you're not going to do.
You need a recovery day baked in.
Yeah, I mean, of course it's gonna be Friday or Saturday most of the time, right? So you're stalling a little bit, waiting to say yes to your Julefrokost.
And they go hard.
They go
Yeah, because
I've
you
cleaned
really
up
do
so
go
many.
hard.
Really?
Snaps gives me superpowers. I don't know. I can have like a
Really?
glass of wine and puke, but like Snaps, I'm just like, okay,
Oh my
everyone
gosh.
else is puking. I'm going to clean up all the puke.
You're meant to be
I've
here.
done this
Wow.
for like 15 years.
Wow.
Because I married a Dane 15 years ago, and we've had our own versions in the U.S. until we came here, and then
That's
So you had like
cool.
We
you
had
had
our-
the Cliff Notes.
yeah,
I
I
did.
and
Danish
we
Christmas?
did our own amalgamation where we had the Stola dance, like everyone had to dance to it, and so
That's
there were
so
some.
cool.
It's all through the lens of like my husband and his friends and their silly humor, so it's kind of like a interesting entry point.
That's
too.
cute.
Yeah.
It's giving. Yeah, I'm getting the sense that you are better at embracing the Christmas traditions. Even the fact that you have like Gløgg
Right.
Gløgg crawl is
That's
like
intense.
Wow, that's so. We don't even dance around the Christmas tree at home
You
because we think
better.
it's silly. Yeah.
You better start it up
We don't
again.
do
That's
that.
the cutest thing
But
ever.
do you put real candles on the tree still?
Of course we do Christmas, but we do it differently than the rest. I think at home, my dad is Romanian, so I think some of the traditions are a little different. But we each have to perform a musical piece before we can get the gifts.
Beautiful.
love
And I
it.
have
Like a
four-
full
I
song
love
or
it.
like a full
yeah.
play?
And like I have 4 siblings that
enforcing
all
that.
play an instrument, and some of them can sing. It's my little brother. He's like a 7th. He learned a new instrument every year when he was a kid, and it's like he's so good at it. And I'm just I'm lost. I
come
can't
on,
play
choir
anything.
skills.
You're like the Jackson 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like the fifth one.
You're the
There's
fifth one.
five. There's
It's
five.
really
On your
nice that there's a
PlayStation,
music
playing violin.
element.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
I
love
mean,
that.
our family is half Italian, and we grew up everyone would play together. But I thought that was I don't think other people did that.
Maybe that's why they. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Coming from the US where there's a lot of different traditions all mixing. Same in the UK. I mean, gosh, Conrad grew up in London, so like that's every single culture around the world celebrating Christmas differently. Stephen, you have like a multicultural family as well, so you've got some other influences. I always like have kind of gone back and forth with admiring that like Danes have a very like rigid and almost everybody's doing it the same way. But then sometimes I kind of miss like knowing that everybody's doing it a little bit differently in the U.S.
But do you think they do it the same way? It doesn't everyone have their own family nuances and like their own
Probably, right?
you know?
I guess
like,
the same meal and the same like
the food. But so does the.
like, the
don't
same
you think
days?
the U.S. also like typically has like sweet potato? Not sorry, that's Thanksgiving. They eat kind of the same things for Christmas.
I feel like Thanksgiving we
yeah, but
eat
maybe
the
it's,
same, but
Yeah.
like my family, it's like we do something different almost every year.
Oh,
You know what I
really?
miss
Yeah.
about Christmas?
Interesting.
And is it enchiladas they do? Enchiladas. Am I forgetting the word? That sounds wrong.
Enchiladas for Christmas.
Well, she's from
That
Texas,
sounds-
right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like Mexico
I feel like they
influence.
would
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. So, like,
Empanadas?
I'm pretty sure it's enchiladas. They're in corn tortillas, yes. And now I'm
Yeah.
so hungry. Yeah. So it's like a Christmas
I guess you're
Christmas
right. Yeah, it's
tradition
different,
to like
yeah.
alongside all of like the typical American food. We will have enchiladas, and
I love that.
I would love a Tex-Mex Christmas.
Yeah. It's
That's a good
good.
theme.
Oh my god, I would devour.
Is it tamales? Because I know
Tamales,
that,
Oh, tamales.
exactly.
Yeah.
Enchilada, yeah.
It's the
Because enchiladas
tamales,
are almost
yeah.
like a
'Cause
casserole.
That's like a very special Mexican tradition of like
delicious.
everyone makes them together and stuff.
I love that. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
We should adopt that. When we do Christmas together. the
Yeah,
three of us.
That's
exactly.
so
exactly.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll bring the
which we have
tamales.
planned out.
But Conrad, in the UK, you guys also do Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day, right?
Yeah, we kind of do the US thing, so all the presents and stuff is on the 25th. And then
Really?
you have a dinner on the 24th.
When do you do the
And then
cracker
Boxing Day.
thing with the crowns? Is
dinner?
that
Yeah, dinner
the
on
dinner
the 25th.
the night before?
No, on the Christmas day.
No way. I
And
had
then
no
probably,
idea.
like,
Did we already talk about? I grew up every year watching the Vicar of Dibley's Christmas lunch episode. Yeah.
That's like a classic.
Yeah. Do you guys grew up watching that or what?
Yeah, and you know, well, I'm a kid of the 90s, so there was this time when there was only 5 channels or 4.
Yeah.
And then you would just watch whatever was on and be so grateful that there was something entertaining on the television.
Yeah. And it is funny. Like it's funny. I think you don't think it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, I like Dawn French. She's very funny.
She's hilarious, and oh my gosh, yeah. So to me, I'm like, oh, that's so cute and cozy. I want a
We're
pudding.
trying to do the Danish Christmas Eve and then hold some stuff for Christmas Day, like because we're split Danish American in
Yeah,
our
yeah.
house. But it's really hard because like once you open one present, like you just want to like
Right.
open all of them, and so then you have to make them wait. And I think we're still trying to figure out the cadence of opening gifts. And like I like that the 25th is kind of a day that Danish families just go out for a walk or like or whether you're in a family or not. And that seems like a nice just get the air, you know, like everything's done, you can rest.
And you can play with all your new toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But what I
Exactly.
do love, to me, like the magic of Christmas was the anticipation of Santa coming, even when I
A sleepless night,
didn't believe.
waiting
You know
for
what I'm
him.
saying? I love that.
Yeah.
And I want my kids to have that.
It is kind of weird because you have dinner and the gifts are there. Like, when did
Yeah.
Santa come? You have to kind of like sneak them in like while they're out.
Oh, do
doing
you?
stuff. Well, I don't know.
I
still
thought
don't know if gotta do
I thought
Christmas Eve.
everybody's like drunk uncle came over and was like, I'm Santa. Like
Ooh,
in a
that would
smell.
be me.
You know
I
what
would like to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Do you want to be the? Or are you going home for
I mean,
Christmas?
I'm drunk uncle for my nephews and niece, yeah, but but I don't, yeah,
Without a
that's not-
costume. And,
Yeah, not the costume.
Yeah. Supposedly
Santa
that's what
said,
they do.
Derek, you forgot to dress up. You stink of Gløgg, and your shoes are muddy.
He just got back
Derek's
from a
cursing
Gløgg
a lot.
crawl.
Does anyone still do coal like when you're bad?
No, we
No?
never did
That
that.
would be cool. I mean, my wife's from Hungary, so they're into Krampus, which is also
Yeah.
in
Oh,
that's-
central
Oh man,
Germany.
I want to know more about Krampus.
Yeah.
So it is demonic. If you are listening, please Google Krampus images because it's like this skinny,
Yeah.
wicked devil with red eyes.
Yeah, and
that
huge,
has a
right?
whip or a branch and goes around and beats the children.
It's like the Christmas witch from half my family's Italian, so it's La Befana comes after Christmas, and you put like your shoes out, and if you're good or bad, you either get good things in your shoes or bad things in your shoes.
The irony is that times have changed so that coal is actually something you do want to receive now.
Right.
You're like, this is a precious resource.
I need some hydrogen.
Freezing.
Yeah.
The coal.
I don't want these electronics that are going to devalue. I want
Crude oil and coal.
I want fossil fuels.
Or fossil fuels.
Santa's not going to give you a solar panel to put on your roof.
I want dead
me that
dinosaurs
coal.
for Christmas.
Talking of Christmas traditions that are surprising, one that I really love in Denmark that gets brutal is Pakkeleg.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Holy-
fun. People are like fighting over shower caps and packs of tissues.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
what?
just nonsense from Tiger, and at some point somebody's arm gets broken.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
like
wild. It's super fun.
I've actually never played
oh, man.
Danish
Oh.
Pakkeleg. Yeah.
It's fun. I have my whole both mine and my husband's family playing it every year at Christmas, and they've even taken it to their offices and workplaces to do it. So we've just infected the whole northeast of the U.S. with Danish culture.
That's beautiful.
Not infected.
I think
spread
office is
joyfully.
the best place to play it as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Actually.
Why do you say that?
Because everyone can get something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, and also, it's not good with your family if the kids can't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess you could do that still. But I think it's a perfect company tradition where it's not too intimate.
Yeah.
It's still fun and
It is really funny.
That's cute.
Last year in our office, the Gorley Grease Julekalendar was the hot item that
Yeah.
everyone kept stealing from each other.
Oh, that's
Everyone
cute.
really wanted that.
I
It was
love that.
I got it in the end. It was me. I won.
You got it?
I did.
Oh, I
Congratulations.
didn't see
Wow.
My favourite thing about Pakkeleg is taking some nonsense item and then wrapping it in a box that makes it look appealing.
Yeah.
So it'll be like you take
Yeah.
the shape of a champagne bottle with
Oh,
the
that's
same kind of
amazing.
weight, but inside will be like condoms or something. And then everyone's
so
That's
fighting over that.
dedication.
I know somebody in the room
a
that
prank.
needs
I think this year Pakkeleg is going to be sponsored by Temu. I think it's just going to
my
be.
God.
I think we're gonna
They
Boo
don't pay
Christmas.
anything.
We're gonna pass around Temu crepe made by kids.
Unlike
Merry
Tiger, which
Yeah.
is so
Christmas.
responsibly
Yeah.
resourced and high quality.
Yeah, exactly.
just 5 times
People
the
rail
price.
on Temu all the time. It's the same thing. It's the same product.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
being to normal. It's not like, locally sourced.
Locally
It's like, look at the bag. Everything in there is from China.
I mean, that's a longer discussion. I think the difference is that the thing at Normal and Temu, they take responsibility for when they do something.
How?
You think?
How?
What do they do?
By charging you
if they
out the ass.
locally made
No,
plastic
no.
nonsense.
If you get like a nonsense cream and you put it on your face from Normal, then they have to do something. Then you can sue them. But Temu is just a marketplace from like Xinjiang Wei distributor. Put it in there with a logo,
Yeah.
and then if you put it on your face and it falls off,
Yeah. I hate
and you're
when
the
that
fucked one
happens.
without a face.
That's so
I think
true.
The
That's
responsibility
so
is on the
true.
person who went on Temu and bought a face
Yeah.
cream.
No,
Normal will give
we
you.
can't say that kids can go there. Old people can go there. I think it's
Yeah.
Temu's fault.
I have a question about the food people eat for Yule. Is there a Danish dish that you absolutely hate that is served at Christmas and you don't want to be anywhere near it?
A lot of people don't like æbleflæsk. I think it's called flæsk. It's
Is
like
that like
it's
apple
like
pork? What is
yeah,
it?
what is
Apple
it? It's like sort of a pate, I think.
Blech.
It's
Oh,
like,
I don't like that.
it's
I don't
like-
think I've seen
It's in
it,
here, æbleflæsk. How do you make æbleflæsk? I don't know. I don't know how I make it.
but it's
I
a
think
Christmas thing.
it's probably meat boiled with some kind of coagulant and then
Yeah.
in a thing.
Yeah.
But
but
it's
I-
different than like scoot, like the
Scoot.
gel. That's like that's because that's like a meat boiled thing that you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah. This
anytime.
looks more like a co-salad. You know, co-salad, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the chicken or whatever.
You
I
guys
don't
are scaring
get
me.
those either.
I
But
just
yeah,
always
they
put the
have-
wrong. I always put the wrong sauces on the wrong.
I thought
Oh,
Italian
okay.
supposed to
salad
go on
was
a-
part of Christmas, and just because I was like I was like Harry salad, we
need
got
that.
the Italian salad, and my husband was like,
What?
That's not a part. I was going to make him Julefrokost in the U.S. to surprise him with his first Julefrokost and I didn't. I looked it up the day before, and it takes like 2 weeks to make.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's really hard.
There's always a Dane looking at my plate saying no, you did this wrong. But
Really?
but I I guess
though?
it's
Well,
okay.
you have-
But that's
What
the
kind of
problem.
friends do you have?
This
Yeah,
is like my
every
old
day
place of
that-
employment.
I
Yeah,
feel
and
It's
I
all
was like,
going to the same place.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I always
You
say.
do
Hello.
it however you want, but not that way.
I was
And that
like,
makes
right.
me crazy.
like, fine, I'm just gonna have boiled potato.
Yeah, just leave me alone.
Denmark is like the most secretly nationalistic country in the world.
Secretly?
We're so-
Secretly.
no, because we claim like it's a country without. The borders are just made up, and look at the Americans with all their flags. We don't put our flags on our cars.
Yeah.
But we put them at birthdays, and when we go abroad, we're like salespeople for Denmark.
Yeah,
you don't see like a Dutch person go up to someone, a poor American, foreign American, to be like, "Did you know that you get paid to study?" They do fucking everywhere in Europe. Like, they go. That's all. They do
But
that
I don't you think that's because Denmark used to own all of this, and now it's 6 million people, and they're like holding on. You know,
No,
you
I
guys are
think
like we're proud. Like I would
think
be
it's
proud.
just because we don't get out enough.
Oh.
I think it's just, I think it's just
Danes are some of the most well traveled. I swear, I'll be in the middle of nowhere.
That's
and
Yeah,
it's
they-
me and a
they are
Danish.
well
That's
traveled,
true.
but it's
Yeah, but
like,
they need better home training.
but we have a minority
Home.
complex in journalism. We call it the Danish rollout grass, or turf.
Yes,
you know
yes.
turf, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
at So
Yeah.
there's
Yes.
the finale. France is playing Argentina. The commentators can talk about Messi. They can talk about Mbappe. They can talk about the coming game. They will at some point mention the fact that the grass they're playing on is actually from Denmark.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. We don't care.
Yeah.
Or I mean, we do because.
But wasn't their slogan something like no matter what, Denmark will be on the championship field?
I don't know.
Oh.
Something like that. Because
SAS
that's
did a
term
commercial. That SAS, like the company, SAS did a commercial about like, oh, did you know rye bread isn't Danish? And did you know that all these like smørbrød isn't Danish? It's actually from like rye bread is from Turkey and smørbrød is from Germany and blah blah. And they just debunked all the things that we say is Danish. And the Danish people hated it so much, and it caused such a big shitstorm that they had to take it down. This massive commercial, they were like, "Oh God, we can't run that because the Danish people don't have chill."
But I get why
have no chill.
there's a small pushback on Halloween. Because other things go away in its place.
Yeah.
I feel like Festival'n will get less popular. Mortensaften is less popular. Yes, it's like a problematic revenge foul holiday, but I mean I feel like there's got to be isn't there a want to preserve that?
I think you're being brainwashed by all the Danes in your house.
Maybe. I think I'm probably the one that's like the most, even though
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
like,
the
"Guys,
Dane. I'm
come
like,
on."
don't you guys care about like preserving these
But I'm
traditions?
so-
They're like,
Yeah.
no.
Because I'm sort of
Yeah.
like, when I hear that, I'm like, well, then don't do Halloween. Like, we didn't come here as ambassadors of Halloween.
We have
like,
to.
I kind of am.
okay, well, yeah, you actually
You kind
are.
of are.
Yeah.
It's more
love
fun.
that.
Also, it's for old people. You can't like with your old colleagues go and have
Do
Festival'n.
Festival'n.
It's like, what are you up to?
That's true.
Are you gonna go knock on the barrel then with your old friends?
Well, that's actually
But
from
we
the,
do have an adult one in our neighborhood when we do we have like a kid's barrel and then an adult one.
but
You
the,
do?
the barrel.
It's so Copenhagen to have that.
Yeah,
it's so Copenhagen.
yeah.
The barrel is apparently Dutch. I think it came from Dutch. I'm not making this up.
Talking about kicking
I
someone
believe
while
you.
they're
You're
down.
funny though.
Oh,
The cats,
barrel
the
is
cats were
apparently-
from.
but
The cats were
but you'll have to
imported.
watch that commercial for.
No, but I think that the moral of the story is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't
there we
matter
go.
that it's a Dutch barrel because we've been doing it for so long,
That's-
and as long as
that's
you remember,
right.
it was really fun doing the thing.
And everyone kind of, it's interesting how it's all like similar themes but different, and like I don't know. I think it's worth preserving.
Well, then maybe a good way to end is like I kind of think one nice thing about Danish Christmas is that it feels a bit more inclusive because I think coming from the U.S., it tends to be a bit overly focused on the religious aspect. I feel like in Denmark, it's very much just a tradition, and it's inclusive for people coming here from different backgrounds, different religious backgrounds.
I have been invited to people's Christmas Eve with their families in Denmark and Sweden, and it's like I'm like, really, you I'm not intruding, and they're like, no, come, like, which I think is super nice.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that actually.
No, it's very much keep the Christ in Christmas.
In the US. Oh my
Whereas,
gosh.
apparently he's actually born in September or something. Like,
Right.
let's just,
Yeah,
hello. Okay.
yeah. No, Sagittarius is dying for your sins.
No, Sagittarius is earlier.
No,
in
I don't know.
December.
But, yeah.
What, is that
Aquarius is, I think,
Is that Aquarius?
Sorry, yeah,
Aquarius
that's-
would,
well, I
though. They're
ruined that.
so sweet.
No, it's
That's-
Capricorn.
So is it Capricorn?
I don't think they would
all
either.
fake
It's
news.
Sagittarius to Capricorn.
Okay, nice.
Okay, then it's Capricorns.
When's your birthday?
16th.
Of?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's my whole family.
Yeah. That's
No
cool.
Sagittarius will die for your Christmas. That's such a quote, man. So I want to give a present.
Oh, Stephen brought
I want to
us
give a present, and I miscounted.
Here, we can share. We can share.
No,
Yeah,
I'll go to the
figure it out.
person I see the next time. Is
You better be
probably is one of you guys, maybe. I don't know.
You better dress up in a Santa
Oh,
costume.
Yeah, that's
well,
for you.
thanks. Thank you.
Oh,
This is
ladies deserve it, right?
Okay.
We'll open it together.
We can open
Is
it together.
it?
Yeah.
I'm so weak in my hands.
It's such a bad rapper, right? It's but it is a present.
But it is a present.
But it is a
It
present.
is,
It is a present.
and it's a very good if you're learning
Ooh.
Danish. It is a murder mystery game that I made.
Oh,
You made
No
it?
way.
Yeah.
Do you think I could play this with my kids? Or is it dark? Too dark?
No, it's not too dark.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
a little
my
difficult. I played it with my brother he's 13, but I don't know.
That's so
my husband got me like a
cool.
present
Thank
like
you
this
so
a few years
much.
ago.
Murder
He
mystery
was
game.
so
Wow.
pumped.
Wait.
And
Yeah.
you made this.
Yeah,
Okay. And
but
what
it's
do
in
you do?
Danish, so it's
No, that's great.
you're gonna ask your Danish friends for help because it's a little tricky.
Wait, this is so
this is
fun.
so
I'm going to take
cool.
this to my Danish friend's house and maybe do an event with it. We should do an event with it.
Yes.
You know, a murder mystery
Yes.
evening.
Yes, it's
Okay.
a good. It's a
That is
good
called Burning Love.
Yeah, like the food.
Like the dish, yeah.
Yeah,
cold case zero.
Wow. You have been busy.
you'll be one of the first players. We've
This is so cool.
we've sold it for a month, and it's gonna be everyone's Christmas gift. No.
Are you like a
Wow.
huge fan of these things? Is that why you want to make one?
Yeah, me and my friend, we wanted to start a company together, and we did we listened to Mørkeland on our long car rides, and
Cool.
I think we like the sort of the scary stuff, and we met each other. The story is that we met each other in Ringkøbing, which is this very religious, like nothing happens city where we went to school together. This very religious boarding school.
I didn't realize that about.
And we
Ringkøbing.
weren't really
Yeah.
like amazing friends. We were just like proxy friends, and we parted ways. But we both became entrepreneurial, and then we kind of linked up and said, all right, we should make a game about where we came from. We won't make a lot of money, but it'll be so cool to start something together, and then we made this.
This
but
is so cool.
but a lot of people are getting it. So I mean,
Cool.
it might be a company either way.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
yeah.
Congrats, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's
And where
so
can people
cool.
find it? We'll put
Yeah, yeah.
links to it in
Cold Case Zero,
the show
yeah.
notes and description. But Cold Case Zero, they can just
Cold
search
Case
it,
Zero,
and
yeah.
excellent.
Between
Food bread,
1.5
food
hour, 2 hours, it takes on average to
It's like
finish it.
perfect for a dinner party.
That's
Yeah.
so
This is
fun.
so
I'm
cool.
literally doing this with my Danish friends to help me along the way.
Yes, I will need a native.
I need
speaker,
a
think.
translator, but
Yeah.
this is so cool. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
That's
much.
so
Tusind tak.
thoughtful. Tusind tak. Well,
Yeah. Well, glædelig jul from all of us, and
Glædelig jul.
Glædelig
Glædelig jul.